Hi, this is Jennifer from Authentic Journeys. I wanted to take a minute to make an accompaniment video with the training listing just to give some insight. Now, when choosing training, I know there always has to be a business outcome. I'd always prefer to have a conversation before sharing this list to see what kind of business outcomes you're looking to achieve from a training program. Usually, training programs do answer most of those needs, but sometimes it's not training. And I can talk to you about that as well. I do offer other services beside training. However, there are a few things I wanted to discuss regarding this training list, just for reference. So, the first thing you might notice when you look at it is that some of the text is in blue. Those are hyperlinks, actually. So, it will take you either to the Authentic Journeys website or a cloud sharing website that lists the program overview, more like details of the program and what to expect out of the program, duration, activities, all that kind of stuff that you would tend to look for if you're going through a training proposal. So that's number one. Number two, there are a few programs on the list I wanted to take a minute to kind of orient you to. If you have a couple extra minutes to listen through this video, I really appreciate it. These are some new strategies and approaches I've taken, especially since the coronavirus lockdown, because it's been a little more difficult to get everyone together for longer term training programs. So I have a few really short term training programs on here you might notice that are only 1 to 2 hours or so. And they're actually really not a training program. They're more like seminars or consulting. So it's a little different approach. So when you look down the list and see building trust and good relationships with U.S. clients, now that does have a hyperlink. You can go through that and see more information, but I want to just mention what it is here as well. So we have a 2 hour seminar. So for about an hour and a half or so, I deliver content around best practices to build relationships with U.S. clients. We focus on different kinds of small talk used throughout meetings that doesn't relate to the technical talk, because that's very important to building the relationships. How to organize meetings, we touch on to some extent providing good customer service to Americans, and various other related topics. It's a very high level overview. So I deliver content for about an hour and a half, and then the remainder of the 2 hour session is question and answer. And usually that's used up and we go a little bit over time. I've delivered this to several groups and they're very interested in the topic and they have a lot of questions to ask as well. So it's always a very lively session. So that's 2 hours, and we can have an unlimited number of people, unlike most training programs. So that's that one. And if you go down to question and answer consulting session, so again, that's an unlimited number of individuals for 1 to 10 hours. So what does that mean? Actually, what we do here is we meet 1 hour at a time, and we are billing that against the coaching rate that you see on the bottom of that proposal. And before each 1 hour session happens, and you don't have to have 10 hours, you can do 1 hour this month and then decide if you want 1 hour next month, or however frequent you would like it for the team. Before each session happens, the team lead, HR, project manager, or whoever is kind of overseeing the group of individuals that want to attend this session will collect their questions, you know, their concerns about working with U.S. clients. All these are compiled into a document and sent to me at least 2 days before the session. And we need minimum about 8 to 10 questions to start session number one. And all the questions must come from the team. I don't provide those. And so regarding the questions, how many we can answer in an hour, typically, even if we get 10 questions, we usually answer around 6 to 8 questions in an hour. The reason I ask for 10 or more maybe is sometimes they become like duplicate questions. So one question is answered with another question's answer, so to speak. And so after each session, we kind of can analyze if there are more questions from the team, and we might have the next session next month or something like that. With this, it's purely advice giving and consultation. There's no role plays, there's no training of any type, there's no content delivery. Occasionally, I do ask whoever's on the call to share their experiences because it's important for the team members to learn from each other as well. I don't always have all the answers, so they also have some good experience behind them that they can share with the other team members. There is one program that's not on this list, which is, I would say the title would be Best Practices in Working from Home. So this was another one that came up because of the coronavirus lockdown. How to stay in touch with your colleagues, how to network within your company, how to stay in touch with your clients, how to take initiative, how to make sure you're on top of things, even when you're not in the office and the manager can't stop by your desk and kind of give you a nudge or see what you're doing. So that seminar is 1 hour, and it's a seminar. I just deliver content and maybe ask for question and answers at the end. And the price for 1 hour for an unlimited number of participants is the same as building trust and relationships with U.S. clients. So this is just basic overview. I hope that you had a chance to listen to this. I really appreciate it. I would always appreciate having a conversation, a live conversation, rather than this method, but I know it's a little tough to always, find a time to meet and talk. So that's why I wanted to make this video to kind of plant the seed, so to speak. So hopefully we can have future conversations. And I would also like to try to understand more about the business outcomes that you're trying to achieve with the training program. So we can, even if we need to tailor something more specific to your need that's not on the list, that's also an option as well. So again, thank you for listening. I hope to be in touch with you very soon.